Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, discover Dominica Authority endorses a pilot project to explore religious or faith tourism. Hundreds of women to attend the 9th VF Inc. Phenomenal Caribbean Women Symposium this weekend, and recognition for the work of the Vash Mission in Dominica. The details coming up.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
CARICOM heads of government have agreed that Chairman of Conference Dr. Timothy Harris would seek an urgent meeting with the UN Secretary General to request assistance in resolving the Venezuela issue. CARICOM heads, including Prime Minister Skerrit, met by video conferencing on Thursday and issued a statement. It reads in part, heads of government are following closely the current unsatisfactory situation in the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, a neighboring Caribbean country. They expressed grave concern about the plight of the people of Venezuela and the increasing volatility of the situation brought about by recent developments which could lead to further violence, confrontation, breakdown of law and order, and greater suffering for the people of the country. Heads of government reaffirmed their guiding principles of non-interference and non-intervention in the affairs of states, respect for sovereignty, adherence to the rule of law, and respect for human rights and democracy. The heads reiterated that the current situation can only be resolved through meaningful dialogue and diplomacy. The heads of government have offered their good offices to facilitate dialogue among all parties to resolve the deepening crisis. They have also reaffirmed their commitment to Article 2 of the UN Charter, which calls for member states to refrain from the threat or the use of force, and Article 21 of the Charter of the OAS, which refers to territorial inviolability. The heads have also called on external forces to refrain from doing anything to destabilize the situation or escalate an already explosive situation. Over 300 women are expected to participate in the 9th VF Inc. Phenomenal Caribbean Women Symposium this weekend, and Joel Louis has a report.
CEO of VF Inc., which coordinates this project, Dr. Valda Henry, says it's all systems go for Saturday's symposium being held at the Cadet National Park in Fort Shirley. She says there will be 3 featured speakers for the event, 2 from Dominica and 1 from Trinidad.
Jessica Roxanne Bruni, Marlene Manwati, and Marceline Peters. So Jessica and Marlene are from Dominica, and Marceline is from Trinidad. I tell you, powerful stories. So I really encourage women to show up. I encourage them to register themselves. See that as I always say, see that as your gift to yourself. You know, as women, we always do everything for everybody else, and we always give ourselves last. But, you know, I always say if we can only give what we have, if we don't have something, we cannot give it. And because women give so much, as Steinberg Henry had coined it so nicely, because we are the healers of the nations, then we really need to ensure that we too are in a good place.
Henry says this year there will be a special presentation by Leve Dominic Inc. Leve Dominic Inc. is a locally registered NGO which provides a platform for victims of abuse, rape, and sexual harassment to share their stories anonymously. It also seeks to raise public awareness on these ills in society. Dr. Henry says through this mini-symposium with Leve Dominic Inc., participants will be better positioned to help reduce incidents of child abuse in Dominica.
And every time there is an incident of a going wrong, either a video of a child in some sexually compromising way, or as last year we had this child with the incest case, there is a hue and a cry. But that hue and cry dies down after a week, and it goes away until the next incident. And if that's how we're dealing with this, we will never come to any reduction in numbers. We'll never come to children being protected and thinking that they have a safe place they can go to. But we can't keep neglecting our children like that and failing them as a society. And I said, you know, there must be a better way or more sustained way. And then I was thinking, and I said, you know, maybe the Phenomenal Women could be a good platform for that. And Levy Dominic, because, you know, they do a lot of work in that area.
The 9th Phenomenal Women Symposium is being held under the theme, Whatever you conceive, you can achieve, because God has the power to deliver what He promises. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
Discover Dominica authorities embarking on exploring the potential of religious or faith tourism. A pilot project is due to roll out later this year with a tour around the Easter holidays. The concept involves inviting pilgrims to visit Dominica during the week of Easter and offering them a package which include accommodation as well as access to Easter celebration events and nature tours. Father Franklin Coffey is optimistic about exploring this brand of tourism with the introduction of the 2019 Easter Nature Pilgrimage.
I have been toying with that idea, discussing, talking to the different tourism groups about, you know, organizing religious tourism for the Caribbean. The Fort Young Hotel attempted, but of course Hurricane Erica interrupted that attempt. And Discover Dominica have been calling me for a number of times. And eventually we say, well, why not? Let's give it a go. So I'm happy to announce this time that with the endorsement of the Bishop Gabriel Master, we are undertaking this Easter starting on the 17th to the 29th. You know, the Easter week is a very significant part of our liturgical calendar. The Easter week, the Holy Week aspect of it. And we know, as you yourself, you go to Easter celebration, and you go more because of tradition. But we are hoping that this week we will enhance this year. There's so much happening in our world today that we are hoping that we will be able to make this 2019 Easter week or Holy Week, you know, an experience. In fact, we're inviting a number of people from overseas. Discover Dominica authorities, they suggest let's limit it to 75 people. Let us use the ferry because of the cost. Unfortunately, we do not have the retreat house where we could accommodate more than 75 people. So we have at least 8 accommodation, the different institutions who are offering their places. We are even looking at Fort Shirley, although it's a camp setting. We are looking at the north.
While pilgrims will come for church events, organizers plan on adding tours to Dominica's natural sites.
One of the things we are hoping to have was that whale watching, and we would give the people the Jonah experience, you know, of whale watching. You know, you just don't go on whale watching, but we'll take people to the freshwater lake, and at the freshwater lake, we will hoping that we will give the people the Georgian River experience on the freshwater lake. You know, we use what we are blessed with, the Emerald Pool, the Carib territory. You know, the Caribs have water rituals as well. So we are hoping that we will share that as well.
Father Coffey says attracting Caribbean visitors to Dominica provide them an alternative to traveling to the Holy Land and Lourdes in France, which cost much more. Over 20,000 grams of cocaine confiscated by police this week, with 3 men arrested. Here's Police Public Relations Officer Inspector Simon Edwards.
The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force arrested 3 male individuals on suspicion of possession of cocaine with intent to supply. The incident occurred at 9:20 p.m. on Wednesday, 23 January 2019 at Layu. A sum of 28,000 grams of alleged cocaine was found and seized. The individuals on alleged cocaine were transported to police headquarters for ongoing investigations. Further details will be given in a subsequent release.
You are watching Channel 5 News. We'll have more after this.
The government of Dominica has articulated its vision to become the world's first climate-resilient nation, with a view of protecting its people and the environment. Effective January 1st, 2019, the government of Dominica will ban the importation of single-use plastics and styrofoam products, with a view of ensuring that our nature island will remain clean and green.
First off, the DHTA would like to commend the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica for instituting this ban on styrofoam and plastics. This is something that the DHT has been advocating for the last 4 years. We've already seen several of our members and the DHT itself ban plastics and styrofoam from all our events. We believe that this is a step in the right direction in order for us to preserve our Nature Island brand.
5 years ago, the Fort Young Hotel, as part of our sustainability initiative, took the decision to ban styrofoam and single-use plastic at the hotel. Our guests have been quite appreciative in terms of the hotel's decision to go green, basically, and they're very happy to be part of what we're doing, as they feel that they too are contributing to the protection of Dominica's environment and sustainability.
In this beach bar started a year ago, and we decided to use biodegradable products, seeing that we're located on the beachfront and Miro is a beach cleaning community. We decided to do our part by using biodegradable products. I've had customers who came, and when we presented them with their takeaway meals, some people hug me, some people kiss me. They're so happy to be using biodegradable products.
In order to preserve our nature island, we must be proactive in our approach towards the conservation of our environment. This move will certainly make Dominica more attractive to the environmentally conscious traveler. A message from the Ministry of Environment, Climate Resilience, Disaster Management and Urban Renewal, and the Ministry of Tourism and Culture.
The Vash Mission commended for its continued service to Dominica. Here again is Andrea Louis with a report.
The Vash team, through the efforts of the Rotary Club of Dominica and the Ministry of Health, wrapped up a successful 4-day mission here on Thursday. Minister for Health Dr. Kenneth Daru applauded the group for its contribution to eye health care in Dominica and congratulated them on their silver jubilee of mission to the country.
25 years of humanitarian service to us. And of course, in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria, I think this mission takes a special significance, because I'm sure as you would be aware that a number of our health services and facilities are still compromised. So I really want to thank you for taking time on your team to afford us this, of course, generous service. My hope as the current Minister of Health is that as our health system matures, that this collaboration, of course, can grow from strength to strength.
Dr. Daru hopes to see the relationship between Vash and Dominica deepen, especially with the completion of the new National Hospital.
And I can share with you, even as I speak, that the new National Hospital that's being built, we have a whole ophthalmologic building, not just a unit, dedicated, of course, to eye care service, with pedagogic teaching and other facilities, and we're hoping that we can maybe sit down sometime in the near future to discuss how this collaboration can go from just seeing patients to, of course, helping us build our health system as it pertains to ophthalmologic services here on island.
The Vash Michigan chapter has organized eye care missions to Dominica for 25 years, and the team leader, Dr. Daniel Brubel, says Dominica has become family.
We do 25 years of anything together, and it continues to get better and stronger. It becomes more than Rotary and government and Vash. It becomes family. And I really think that's what this is. This is like family.
During this year's mission, the Vash team saw 1,664 people in the health districts of Roseau, Portsmouth, La Plaine, St. Joseph, and Grand Bay.
After 18 years, the Dominica Cadet Corps will raise a new flag to represent the organization. This is among activities scheduled to celebrate the anniversary of the revival of the Dominica Cadet Corps. Commandant of the Corps, Joseph Raymond, says the new logo on the flag symbolizes integral aspects of Dominican culture.
The Dominica Cadet Corps logo is similar to what we presently have, with the exception that the banner stated Dominica Defense Force. So we modified it for Dominica Cadet Corps. On the Defense Force logo, we had 2 rifles, Traditionally in Dominica, the word kudme means a lot, community service. And so the tools, some of the tools of kudme, of community service, is what you see on our present logo. You have an axe and a spade, a shovel for community work. And so we promote that around the island. And so the bird is our national bird, which symbolizes flight to higher heights.
The Dominica Cadet Corps has also rolled out a new ceremonial uniform and cap badge for last year's independence celebrations. The changed logo is not the only new feature for the Cadet Corps. A historic change of guard is also on the cards.
The consecration of the flags takes place at 8 p.m. That's been done by the chaplains of the Corps. We have 3 chaplains, 1 from each denomination. We also have a change of guard, if you want to put it that way. It's a very historic thing for Dominica that it's the first time in the history that an RSM would be drawing a sword. All right? And he's pretty excited about the whole thing.
Cadet Day activities will be celebrated on the grounds of the Dominica Grammar School on Saturday. A renewed commitment by President of the Dominica Council on Aging to fight against the abuse of the elderly. Gloria Shillingford says elder abuse is a problem which requires training of caregivers to identify abused seniors and the next steps to addressing that problem.
We also continue year after year talking about the abuse that our elderly suffer, both at home and sometimes in the very institutions we think that are safe and when we put them there. And one of my things that I had hoped probably to do during my tenure as the president was to ensure that something is done about the abuse of our elderly. Some of it probably has not happened, but I am hoping that somehow, whether it is not during my tenure, I will continue to fight for and on behalf of the elderly to ensure that some point in time that even not all abuse, but some abuse is gone, or they are not abused as it is happening right now. We know that some mention was made of so many of our elderlies who are deprived of some of their hard workings, and I really do not know if it is happening too with your in Martinique, Guadeloupe, if you all have that problem, but that is one of the problems that we need to address. Maybe to ensure that proper standards are created, and maybe you can help us in that with training.
Shillingford addressed a meeting this week which brought together institutions which provide care for seniors and a donor organization which explored ways of assisting them. Shillingford said tackling elder abuse is a joint effort and no one organization can do it alone.
Because it's a matter of everybody coming together to be able, not any one of us can do it, or one residential home or any one institution is going to do it. It is a matter of everybody coming together and working together to be able to bring a better life, a better living for the persons who have toiled so hard to make us who we are today, and to build our countries, to build our towns and our villages, and to have them suffering. It is grievous. And many of us will think that we are young now, but we are going to get there someday. And what preparation we make, it will be what we will end up having in the future.
And senior citizens in Grand Bay continue to be in need of housing assistance post-Hurricane Maria. A member of the St. Jerome's ministry in Grand Bay, while not giving statistics, has outlined what she sees as a problem which needs to be addressed more aggressively.
In my village, as has been said, quite a few people are still in need of their roof to be covered. Some of them are still under tarpaulin. The tarpaulin is all shredded out, and you can picture what I mean by shred out. And some of them, occasionally, they have to go to sleep with some neighbor when it rains. So I think by now, a little more should have been done. And these are people who are, I know most of them, they are destitute people. They have no help. And the priority should be given to these people. Sometimes we overlook, for whatever reason, we overlook the people whom we should first give attention to. And we need to take that into consideration.
Speaking of housing for seniors, Annette Bates, who worked as a nurse in the United States, says she's aware that standards at some of the seniors' homes here leave a lot to be desired.
I have been to some home care agencies here, and they are not professional at all. No privacy at all. And some of our people, not some, all of us need privacy. And you go there, they talk, the staff talk to the elderly any way they want, anyhow they want. And that cannot be right, because we too have to get there. And who wants somebody to be talking to us or talking down to us as children? And we are not children. We are grown people. It's just unfortunate we can't help ourselves when we reach a certain age. So we need to inform these people who are working with the elderly. Always think of them as your parents. Once you put that in your head, you will be able to take care of those people much better than they are doing right now.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
If you're HIV positive or have an STI, having unprotected sex with multiple partners puts them in grave danger. You will expose every partner and their present and future partners to HIV or another STI. Use a condom every time you have sex. You can live a productive life even if diagnosed with HIV. Remember, early detection is key to your survival. Be responsible, protect yourself and others. Help stop the spread of HIV and other STIs.
To end the news, a look again at the headlines. Discover Dominica Authority endorses a pilot project to explore religious or faith tourism. Hundreds of women to attend the 9th Via Think Phenomenal Caribbean Women's Symposium this weekend. And recognition for the work of the Vash Mission in Dominica. Feel free to contact us at news@mapping2k4.com. You may also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.